Good morning. Welcome to the story of Mohammad, part 2. In the last session, we saw that Mohammad wants the battered polo ball, and today he is going to get it. How he saw the ball, how his father, Imam asked for the ball from the British Sahib, and the consequences that follow in this story. Let's read. He carried out the battered thing into the veranda, and there followed a hurricane of joy. Squeaks, a patter of small feet, and the thud, thud, thud of the ball rolling along the ground. Evidently, the little son had been waiting outside the door to secure his treasure. But how had he seen the polo ball? Mohammad is waiting outside. He has received his treasure. Treasure means valuable thing. Evidently means clearly. And squeaks means shouts. Hurricane means storm. On receiving the ball, there is a storm in the mind and heart of this little boy, and he is now joyful and happy to receive the ball. But there is a question in the mind of the British Sahib. Where did this boy see my ball lying on the mantelpiece in the dining room? And the secret is, next day, coming back from office half an hour earlier, I was aware of a small figure in the dining room. A plump figure in a ridiculously inadequate shirt which came perhaps halfway down the tubby stomach. It wandered round the room, thumb in mouth, crooning to itself as it took stock of the pictures. Undoubtedly, this was the little son. The next day, the narrator came back home half an hour earlier, and he found that the little fat boy with a tubby stomach, that is the fat stomach, ridiculous, very comic, inadequate shirt. The shirt was unfit. He was a plump boy. He was roaming around, surveying the dining room with a thumb in his mouth, crooning to himself, singing to himself. Little son. He had no business in my room, of course, but was so deeply absorbed in his discoveries that he never noticed me in the doorway. I stepped into the room and startled him nearly into a fit. He sat down on the ground with a gasp. His eyes opened and his mouth followed suit. I knew what was coming and fled, followed by a long dry howl which reached the servants' quarters far more quickly than any command of mine had ever done. In 10 seconds, Imam was in the dining room. Then despairing sobs arose, and I returned to find Imam admonishing the small sinner who was using most of his shirt as his handkerchief. This boy, said Imamuddin judiciously, is a badmash, a big badmash. He will without doubt go to the jail khana for his behavior. Renewed yells from the penitent, an elaborate apology to myself from Imam. Tell the baby, I said, that the Sahib is not angry and take him away. Imam conveyed my forgiveness to the offender, who had now gathered all his shirt around his neck, stringwise, and the yell subsided into a sob. The two set off for the door. His name, said Imam Din, as though the name were a part of the crime, is Mohammad Din, and he is a badmash. Freed from present danger, Mohammad Din turned round in his father's arms and said gravely, "It is true that my name is Mohammad Din, Taib, but I am not badmash. I am a man." From that day dated my acquaintance with Mohammad Din. Never again did he come into my dining room, but on the neutral ground of the garden we greeted each other with much state, though our conversation was confined to Talam Taib from his side and Salam Muhammadin from mine. So, in this way, the British officer and Muhammadin become friends by accident. In the next video, we will continue the story. Thank you for watching. Take care.